Yo, what's up guys, welcome to another Warcraft replay here on the Netease ladder. We are going to be having an Orc vs Undead matchup once again. We have TBC BM spawning in as the red Undead in the top left, and he'll be facing off against Infi, who will be off-racing as the blue Orc in the bottom right. The last time we had Infi off-racing as Orc was, I think, Netease ladder number 17 on the channel, and he was playing against Life. I don't exactly remember that game. I think he just played standard, so I don't know the depths in Infi's Orc playing skills, but it might be a little different this time around since it is an Undead matchup. We have noticed that Undead vs Orc is a little different from the Lodge Bestiary playstyle, but of course not necessarily unused. But recently it has been more fortress deck focused. I think it's either double bestiary into mass raiders or wind riders, or it's the raiders plus troll berserkers, I think. So we'll see. In addition to, of course, the Spirit Lodge bestiary, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that strat is kind of weak to destroyers, so yeah, not sure if we're gonna see that this one, but oh well, strap yourselves in because this is going to be a fairly lengthy game. I did cast this yesterday, which was when this game should have been uploaded, but when I checked it, unfortunately audio kind of screwed up, and yeah, hopefully it's not screwed up this time around. I mean, there's honestly no way for me to check until after it's done. I mean, I could always do sound check at the beginning, but yeah, there's like a small chance, even though I checked it, the next time I start recording, it will screw up. So it's a little hectic there. Blade Master going for the item wizard over here, only dropping the Cloak of Shadow, so not necessarily useful, but he will get straight away with the Renegade Wizard on the right. He will not be able to get level 2 unfortunately, but he can always go for it if he wants to, cleaning up these wizards here, but it seems like he's just going for the 2 items. Picking up the Circlet as well as the Cloak of Shadows, and it seems like TBC also got himself the cloak there. Probably not too useful. I expect both players will be selling them very soon. Tier 2 has started for both sides. Graveyard, I believe, as far as I remember, it was the TED opening for TBC, so yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary for him just yet. Getting a very early aura item here from the Renegade Wizard in the Gold Mine. We'll be able to pick up the Devotion Aura. Not sure how much 1 armor is actually going to do versus the Blade Master, but of course every little bit helps. Otherwise, I imagine he's just gonna sell it eventually. Blade Master's still running around, didn't hit level 2 just yet. He did go for the Bandit on the top right, picking up the Ring of Protection plus 2. And I think this one, I'm not sure if this one actually drops an item, but we'll see. It is actually going to be an item, and it is going to be plus 3 agility there. So getting level 2, sniping like 3 or 4 camps with the monster that only has the item, and skipping the rest is an interesting strategy, I guess. Boots of Speed gets picked up from the shop after selling the cloak, and Death Knight is going to keep the Devotion Aura for now. His Crypt Fiend is taking a little bit of damage, but the Death Coil will be coming in and healing up hopefully enough, but the Blade Master is still keeping chase, and the Grunt, nice pathing there from Infi. Unfortunately it seems like I thought it was going to be dead end, but it seems like the Crypt Fiend will it will eventually fall down actually, so never mind that. The Blade Master was very persistent, spending pretty much all his mana actually taking down that one Crypt Fiend there. Hopefully he doesn't lose anything in return, otherwise it's a pretty profitable trade. So we see Bestiary being placed down here, Shadowhunter is being trained up as well. No immediate tech to tier 3 just yet for Infi. But then again, neither for TB. Oh, okay. Just gonna go to tier 3 for TBC as he queues up his Lich as well. Blademaster still creeping out by himself. Did pull the mercenary camp, which might be the next target for TBC. It doesn't seem like it. He might just be going for the wizard once again, or not. He's gonna go for the bandit in the bottom left. So he only has a Crypt Fiend, so I'm not sure if he can clear this out. He could probably just go after the assassin, but it seems like he is able to handle it no problem, I guess. We'll be able to spawn more skeletons with his wand. Level 3 for the Blademaster there, and he picks up the 15-second invulnerability potion, which will be very useful for Acolyte harassment. Whether or not he's going to do it right now with this little health, probably not. But either way, his grunts have spotted the undead force, and they are actually going to choose to fight this a little bit. The very low hit point Orc is going to be just pulled out a little bit. He is going to be salved up, and Shadowhunter with the Hex is gonna create some opportunities for this Blademaster, and it seems like the Crypt Fiend is the main target there. Experience didn't actually get gained, so it seems like TBC was very nice on his timing there with the denial. Deathcoil being used offensively to take down one of those grunts, but this could be a good trait if he goes after the Death Knight, who has very little ways of actually escaping this other than TB Scroll. But then again, his base is not exactly closed off from the Blademaster either, so it could still be easy pickings there. Hex onto the Lich, and it seems like a 4-man surround onto the Lich himself. Death Knight is going to Deathcoil once. Now he's out of mana. He can transfer over the health pot as well as the TP scroll, but it seems like it's just going to be the health pot for now. TP scroll is not going to be transferred at all. Blademaster is going to be able to take down the Lich. The invuln was actually traded over to the Shadowhunter, who was also being focused down himself. But of course, 15 seconds of not being able to get damaged is showing its true worth there, and it seems like the Death Knight was forced to burn the TP as well. Looking very good for Infi right now. Didn't lose much, only a single grunt in exchange for a Lich and the Death Knight, who is extremely low health, and his TP scroll. Raiders are out, as well a couple of grunts. So which route is Infi going for? So far I just can't tell. It's just a single bestiary. Fortress is halfway done, and we do see a war mill, so it could potentially be troll berserkers. But yeah, he's still not producing them, so I don't know. Either way, Lich respawned at the altar there. Death Knight has been hexed and could be the next target, but yeah, it's not actually looking too great for Infi there. Might be overstaying a little too much. Oh, that was a very close miss there on the Raider Deathcoil. A little unlucky there for TBC, but it seems like his Lich got stuck once again and snare trapped here, and I don't think the Lich is going to get out of that one, as no health potion, no TB scroll there. Raider could be exchanged, but all in all that was still a hero kill. Obsidian Statue is the next target and might actually follow suit, but the Blademaster does get surrounded there. He does have just about enough mana to windwalk out of there. Shadow on the other hand, it seems like his days are numbered. As I say that, the surround... oh, never mind. Deathcoil is going to finish the job. I was going to say the surround kind of collapsed a little too early, but Sniper Death Knight was able to take him down. Very nicely done, and the grunt is actually going to be picked off as well. So maybe hints of overstaying maybe for Infi. Sure, he got like a second kill on the Lich, but he did lose his own hero as well as a couple units in exchange for that. So yeah, maybe playing a little too conceitedly here. Sasquatch camp is being cleared out, and no real levels to look for. Replenishment potion is going to be picked up for the Death Knight. Blademaster running around here. He's very low on both mana and health, but he might be able to get a free ghoul kill, as he does indeed. I actually hear some Wind Raiders. Oh, Wind Riders are in the air, and Poison upgrade is actually on the way as well, so a little interesting. It doesn't seem like the barracks is doing much, but we only have a single bestiary as well, so I guess in terms of resources, I mean, Infi's still sitting on quite a bit. He could possibly expand, or he could maybe place down a second bestiary and start mass producing Wind Riders, I don't know. He did spend quite a chunk on something. I actually have no idea what it is. Wind Rider in there, and it might get taken down. Nova, no Nova, as just the Death Coil is going to be tossed on the Wind Rider there. Lich is still level 1, so he doesn't have access to Nova, but it seems like the Wyvern actually stayed a little too long, and a second Death Coil off cooldown was able to snipe him down to death, actually giving level 2 over to the Lich, so he might have access to Frost Nova, I don't know, but full mana, I kind of think he does have Frost Nova available. Another Wind Rider in the air. No destroyers in the air for the undead player though, so these Wind Riders, I mean, I guess they work even if there are no destroyers in the air, because right now doesn't seem like TBC has much to do when it comes to dealing with those riders. And oh, as I say that, it seems like gargoyles are being queued up to counter these Wind Riders, but they are just going to get ensnared down to the ground. And now the only way to deal with them is the double undead hero spell combo. Level 4 gain for the Blade Master, as the Mud Golem is going to get taken down. Cleanup on these ghouls is going to be very trivial for the Orc player here, as yeah, it doesn't look too great for TBC, as he has 10 supply down, and he hasn't been able to snipe that many units on Infi's side, but of course most of those units are very low health, so they can be picked up pretty much any time. There we go, one raider down. Not much for both sides, but of course Infi does have slightly more units, I guess excluding those skeletons. And more Wind Riders on the way. Meanwhile, no gargoyles it seems anymore. Another Nova. I think Nova? No, it was just another coil to pick up a raider. The heroes are doing well for TBC, I guess, but that's what you expect from the undead heroes. We did see a Temple of the Damned, so very similar to, of course, how humans play in Orc matchups. Banshees will be used to curse up the enemy units and hopefully try to significantly reduce the DPS. And yeah, I don't actually remember the mischance on the curse. I don't know if it's as high as 50%. That probably sounds too crazy. What is it, I wonder? And I see so many misprocs, so I don't know if it's even 33%. It is actually 33%, so wow. I see so many misprocs actually, so I'm surprised to see that it is only 33%. Hopefully that 33% will be enough to deal with the Orc threat, as we have seen from Fly versus Happy. It seems like Orc units seem to steamroll the undead in the late game scenario. But of course, that was a different army comp compared to Wind Riders and Raiders. But then again, all TBC needs to do is like slap in a couple more Crypt Fiends, maybe a couple A-bombs as well. Double Crypt for TBC, so he is going to try and catch up on his Crypt Fiend numbers here. Coda Beasts are starting to pop out for Infi. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain coming out as the third hero as well. I don't know. Doesn't seem like third hero is on the mind of TBC. Definitely Dark Ranger would be helpful to control the TC and the Shadow Hunter, but yeah, with the Blade Master still running around with a level 4.5, it might be a little difficult to keep this guy on check. yeah, getting attacked by the main undead army would suggest to Infi that shades are in play, so he needs to be a little careful not to get too close to his opponent, giving him free damage. And of course free curse procs onto him. Either way, Turn Chieftain farming up to level 2, Shadowhunter is 3.5. It seems like this expansion attempt by Infi is going to be cut a little too short, as his opponent is just too close to his expansion. Double Kodo for Infi, and yeah, sitting at 50 supply. War Mill, not sure what exactly done, as I guess in terms of upgrades, nothing actually has been done, so yeah, weird. Either way, lots of Cryptfiend upgrades for TBC. Burrow has been completed. I believe Auto Webs was completed a while ago as well. Army Supply 49 versus 50. He is going to be playing off against his opponent's base, home territory. But it seems like Infi has the same idea, and he might have it better because his units do a lot more damage compared to Cryptfiends against buildings. It seems like the TP Scroll is gonna be used early on, and only the Voodoo Lounge was able to be sniped there in exchange for a couple of Acolytes' lives. Doesn't seem like that many actually, as surely he had spares just in case he wanted to turn them into shades. Towers being placed on top right. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be built into an expansion, but yeah, judging by how roamy I guess his opponent is, Infi will probably have to buy it from the Voodoo Lounge if he wants an expansion secured. Repeat attack here, and it's very unlikely that the undead heroes actually have a TP scroll now, since they don't want to burn it willy-nilly, and that does seem to be the case. The main haunted goldmine is being focused down here. TP scroll is on the Shadowhunter just in case if he wants to get out of there, and it seems like he might be able to do that as soon as he takes down the haunted goldmine. He starts channeling now, but honestly, he could have started channeling a little earlier. Maybe could have avoided that one wyvern death there. But either way, that is a halt on the mining for the undead players, so could be rather difficult to pick fights, I guess. But the question is Infi actually going to pick his fights or not, or is he just going to let that gold mine actually finish? I mean, army supply is currently even at both sides at 45. I don't know. Honestly, TPC's army looks a little more scarier, and yeah, that's not a good sign for Infi, especially since he's the one that sniped down that haunted gold mine. He could have definitely picked a bit of chance to do something about it. Oh, seems like he might be able to hire up some sappers here. Only gonna be one sapper, it seems. Not sure if he's just stingy with his resources or not, but we'll see how much damage this one sapper will do. Banshee at the base, just in case the Blade Master returns for a curse, but it seems like the Banshee didn't even go for a curse there, as she gets destroyed by the sapper's explosion and one swing of the Blade Master. More towers at both gold mines. That seems like this one is going to be cancelled by those ghouls there, but I imagine an expansion will be coming down soon, since we have a pretty good number of towers here. Blade Master going for, it seems, one of the very few acolytes left, and looking at the resources for TBC, he is only at 55 gold, so if he loses this one acolyte, he actually can't make another one unless he sells items in his inventory, and yeah, currently his items don't look that great. Interesting enough, the Blade Master is taking a little too much damage, and he can invuln out, but it seems like he just chooses to commit suicide. He did die to the towers there, so no experience was given over, but still a little questionable there from Infi, losing his hero at level 4. That's a costly revival, either at the tavern or the altars. So, and of course it leaves him very vulnerable to attacks by his opponent. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't seem like it matters to him, as he's gonna run his units straight through that undead threat, eating a Nova Coil combo. Is gonna revive the Blade Master back at the tavern there, but without mana, and no consistent damage from the Windwalk. It seems like Infi is gonna be forced to retreat. Yeah, I don't know about this. He's just being chased down by his opponent, who doesn't seem to care about just going after the base. I don't know if he actually has a TV scroll if he needs it. He does not, so this chasing around can be, I don't know, not very productive. In fact, he could be chasing the main Orc army around all this time, but the Blade Master would be doing the dirty work. Goldmine has collapsed. These Kodos have done nothing, honestly. They've just been sitting back and relaxing. Of course, the risk of bringing them in these high chase battles is because they're slow as dirt, so they can't really outrun Unholy Aura, I guess. But they might be needed very soon, as it seems like a fight might be ensuing here. 47 for TBC and 42 for Infi. Infi does have 4 towers available for himself, so should be able to burn down those ghouls and banshees. But Crypt Fiends are gonna be, they're gonna take a while, and that should be where those Kodobeasts come in. Just going for a straight dine and dash. Seems like one has been gobbled up immediately, and oh, Kodobeast missed his second gobble up, but that doesn't seem to matter too much, as the undead army just does not want to fight under that tower pressure. Or so I think. Either way, Undead Army has yet to use their Scroll of Protection just yet, so is waiting for the real final battle, which I don't know if it's ever going to come. But yeah, not much exactly is happening for Infi. His base is slowly being attacked. Honestly, at this point, he should just go and maybe base trade it. Base trade his expansion for the main base of his opponent, which yeah, still not happening. Not much defense in the base. Only 1 Nerubian tower and 1 Spirit tower. So yeah, Infi could definitely just abandon this expansion just to go and base race it, but doesn't seem like that's gonna work out. And you can see so many misprocs actually happening on the Orc side. Oh, Kodobeast actually gets taken down by a straight Death Coil. Is gonna give level 5 to the Death Knight, so level 3 Death Coils are in play. We'll be able to heal those units pretty much to full at any point. And that seems to be the second last statue available for TBC. Armor supply is fairly even despite TBC being slightly ahead. And with those towers around, it's going to be rather difficult to actually break through this. Yeah, but here we go, I guess. Death Knight, Lich, fairly out of mana, so they can't really swing too much on this particular battle, but yeah, Infi just not choosing to fight this. He might actually just be going for the base. He has about 3 raiders. I'm not sure if that's going to be stronger than 5 Crypt Fiends, but it seems like Infi is going to choose to base race this a little bit. Although he did spot a statue midway, so he's going to spend a little more time actually taking down those units. There we go, Banshee is going to curse up onto the Blade Master, and oh, Oh, actually curses 4 units, so very surprising that she was able to live for that long. That is going to be quite a bit of down in DPS for Infi, and it might actually affect his base race by a slight degree, I guess. We'll see, we'll see. Expansion at half can be repaired by peons. Our tower is doing work, able to take down one Cryptfiend already. Coda Beast looking for an easy snack there, but it seems like the undead heroes and the spiders just do a little too much damage to that poor soul. Towers slowly being taken down one by one. Meanwhile, over at the TBC's base, his Black Citadel did get taken down, so he will be revealed very soon. Death Knight still has a TP scroll. What's interesting enough that he's wasting so much time on these towers and peons that his main base is taking almost critical damage. I mean, this is a trade that Infi will take any time of the day. Just his expansion for possibly the game? I don't know. And that raid is still being cursed. He is a very sad guy, and it seems like Infi's actually going to be the one to choose to defend his expansion here, and is going to drop down 42 versus 34. War Stomp onto the Lich, but he will be able to be healed up with the Death Coil most likely. Blade Master is going to be healed up by the Healing Wave. It seems like the main focus fire is indeed that Blade Master, and he is going to invuln up right after he gets Nova Coiled. Lich still being focus fired here. The Blade Master might be able to seal the deal, and yes he does with a 244 crit. Death Coil is going to miss the Blade Master and hit the Tauren Chieftain instead, and that is going to be game. So yeah, rather weird one. Oh well. Things like that happen, and yeah, fairly lengthy game. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys again whenever.